Tonight, by candlelight, we make bulgogi, the dish whose name means fire meat. Thinly sliced beef, sweetened, salted, soaked in soy and pear and sesame, then licked by a high flame until the edges char and the sugar caramelizes into something the Korean banquet table has worshipped for 700 years. The history runs deep. Goguryeo dynasty, 11th century. Before then it was called biryani, sliced beef grilled over open coals. Aristocrats ate it. Buddhist monks objected. The Joseon court refined it. 20th century home cooks democratized it. Now it lives everywhere, from royal banquet halls to street corner gas grills in Seoul, to backyard barbecues anywhere a Korean diaspora has put down roots. The beef must be thin, paper thin. Ribeye is the gold standard, well marbled, tender, forgiving. Sirloin works. The key is the slice, 1/4 millimeter against the grain. If your knife isn't sharp enough, freeze the meat for 30 minutes first. The marinade can only do so much. The cut does the rest. The marinade. Soy sauce, the foundation. Salt, umami, depth. Brown sugar for caramelization and the sweet, savory balance Korea calls tanjan. Toasted sesame oil for nuttiness and shine. Mirin for a soft sweetness and a hint of lift. We are not afraid of sweetness in this kitchen tonight. And the secret. A whole Asian pear, grated to a slush over the marinade bowl. The pear's enzymes, bromelain's cousins, break down the beef's fibers, softening it from the inside while we sleep. This is the trick that separates restaurant bulgogi from at-home bulgogi. The pear is non-negotiable. 6 cloves of garlic, smashed and minced. A 2-inch knob of ginger, grated fine. The Korean aromatic pear, never one without the other. They lay the perfume that will haunt the meat for hours. We let them sit in the marinade for a few minutes alone to bloom before the beef goes in. Now the beef. Slice by slice, we lay it into the marinade. Hands work better than tongs. They fold the marinade into every fold of the meat. 2 pounds of ribeye, slipping through a half cup of dark, glossy liquid. We cover the bowl. We slide it into the refrigerator. We wait. 4 hours. Overnight is better. A handful of scallions, sliced on the bias 2 inches long. They will be folded in just before grilling, not before. If they sit too long, they wilt and lose their sharpness. A teaspoon of toasted sesame seeds set aside for finishing. Patience and order. The kitchen rewards both. Tomorrow's flame. A bulgogi pan, traditionally. A domed cast iron disc with channels that let the marinade pool and reduce. A high gas burner. Charcoal, if you are lucky. The principle is the same. Fierce, direct heat, short contact. The sugar must caramelize before the meat overcooks. less than 90 seconds per side. The beef hits the metal. The sound is immediate, a wet, urgent sizzle. Steam rises, the smell of soy and pear and sesame oil and beef fat all hitting heat at once. Do not crowd the pan. Work in batches. Let the meat brown. Resist the urge to move it for the first 45 seconds. Flip. The other side. 45 more seconds. The edges char. The sugar in the marinade caramelizes into a deep mahogany lacquer. The thinness of the slice means the inside is already cooked through. The outside is what we're building. The burnished, sweet, smoky crust that defines bulgogi. Off the heat, into a worn dish. The bias cut scallions, folded through while the beef is still steaming. The sesame seeds, scattered across the top. Some cooks add a final drizzle of toasted sesame oil. The aroma rising from this dish, in this moment, is the reason this dish has survived 700 years. We serve it at the center of the table. Lettuce leaves on one side for wrapping, a small bowl of samjang on the other, a spicy, savory dipping paste of gochujang and doenjang, a bowl of steamed short grain rice, a few sliced cucumbers. The diner builds each bite. A leaf, a piece of beef, a smear of samjang, a grain or two of rice. Wrap. Eat in one bite. Bulgogi. Fire meat. Marinated in pear, sweetened with brown sugar, kissed by a flame, finished with scallions and sesame. The dish that the Korean banquet has built itself around for 700 years. The full recipe is at recipyapp.com. Sleep softly. Until next time.